5 things you need to know before you move to Langford. 1, almost everything out here is built 1970 or later. We've got modern construction. Everything is a lot newer. There are very, very few homes that are built before the 70s. There's certainly a handful of them, and there's even some dating back to the 1900s, but there's not many of them. Most of the construction out here is 1970 all the way through till 2000, in that range, and then another great amount of it is between 2000 and 2008. There was a lot built, and then it slowed down for a couple of years between 2008 and like the peak of the market in the summer of 2008. From that point onward till about 2010, when the market like leveled out, all the builders were confident again, and then they started building. There's not much as far as older homes, certainly not many older character homes in the Langford area, and the bulk of the homes, the most of the homes are out here are 2010 or newer. The boom has been happening out here since 2010, and everything out here, the subdivision that I'm actually standing in right now, is just currently being built, and you can see all the way to Greater Victoria behind me. The second thing you need to know about living in Langford, British Columbia is that garbage pickup is not included in your taxes. So when I lived in Saanich, when I lived in Victoria, it was all included in your taxes. As a matter of fact, in Saanich, I didn't even have to wheel it out to the curb. Now I understand that's changed in Saanich recently, but I literally had the longest, straightest driveway you could ever imagine. I didn't even believe it was true until the garbage man actually picked it up in my backyard, basically. He probably would have had to walk 150 meters to get to the garbage can, wheel it all the way out to the curb, then the truck comes behind him and dumps it in. That was all included in your taxes in Saanich. However, in Langford, that's not the case. So you've got 2 companies, which are Green for Life and Waste Management. Depending on your needs, from a little garbage can that holds 2 bags of garbage all the way up to a large garbage can that holds 7 household bags of garbage, you can choose between somewhere in between those as well. Depending on your needs and how frequently you get it picked up, we get ours picked up once a week, and we have the big one. It's going to range between $35 a month and $75 a month. Another thing you need to know about living in Langford is that parking everywhere is free. There's no paid parking in all of Langford, no street parking, no off-street parking, no parking at the malls, with one exception that may be changing. And again, the last time I was up there, it was still free parking, but there were paid meters being placed up there and installed up there that just haven't been activated, or certainly don't have a charge associated with them, and they've been installed for about a year, and that is at the Weston Bear Mountain. All of Langford enjoys free parking. Maybe the Weston and Bear Mountain's changing that, and maybe our new council here in Langford is going to change that too. I know there's been talk of putting street parking, paid parking, that sort of thing to help with their tax base, because they're kind of not pro-development, and the developments have traditionally paid for a bulk of our city upgrades and taxes through the development cost charges. The new council, because they're not as development friendly, they're looking at other revenue sources, and paid parking is one of them, but who knows if that'll change quickly or even within this council. Remember, they've been there almost a year now and they haven't done much. So they could be out within a couple more years and nothing could be done. So who knows? Another thing you need to know about moving to Langford, British Columbia is there's no more noisy racetrack. So a lot of the people's complaints around here that moved from different parts of the country, the province, that sort of thing, was that we had a noisy racetrack, and every Saturday night throughout the summer, typically you'd hear race cars driving around in circles. I'm personally a race fan, and I kind of liked it. I would even sit out on my back deck and know what type of cars are racing, that sort of thing. And I live way away from this track. As a matter of fact, I've heard it over even in the Highlands. I've heard it way up in Bear Mountain. Of course, you can hear it there. There's lots of places where you could hear it, but again, no more racetrack as of the end of 2022. And we don't know if we'll get another racetrack back, but certainly it's not going to be near a heavily populated community like Langford has become. Remember, way back when Langford was just starting out, it was out in the bush. There was no real houses around it, so it didn't affect anybody. Now, the last thing in this video that you need to know about moving to Langford is we don't see any homelessness here. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't any homelessness, I'm just saying that you cannot see it in Langford. It's not visible, there's no tent cities, there's no nothing like that. I don't know what it is, but our previous mayor and the council were very good at not inviting homeless people to live in Langford, and that may change with this new council. Certainly I've seen more people that are living an alternative lifestyle. Maybe they're living on the street, maybe they're hiding out in sort of encampments that are behind the trees, because those certainly have existed in Langford, but you just don't see it. It is out of sight and certainly out of mind. You do not see it. It's not as much of a problem out here. If you're looking to move to Langford, that is one thing you should know, is we just don't have a homeless problem. I hope you found this video helpful, and like I said at the beginning of this video, all my contact information is in the comments below. I help people buying, selling, and investing in real estate in Greater Victoria, and have done so since 2005.